Okay, part 2, John. We're starting with the survival patterns now. We've got all of that stuff stacked in or stored and saved. So now we'll be able to work on all of that emotional gear and those chakra combinations. Okay, so let's check your adrenals in relation to all of that. Hold, yeah, hold. So the adrenals are in either first or third stage stress. So basically your adrenals, it's like your adrenals are on, but there's nothing home. So there's some real exhaustion in there underneath everything. Okay, so survival switching? No. Deep survival? Yep. Hidden deep survival? Yep. Or whereabouts? Okay. So there's some discomfort in the left chest, so we'll go and have a squiz around that. Yeah, right. Is that with all of the emotional gear online? Yeah, right. So the heart chakra is sort of blown with all of that emotional gear that we popped in. So let's stack in the heart chakra and the sternum in underneath the heart chakra. And a little point at the tip of the skull. That is to do with the heart chakra. And hold. Okay, so it's either first or third stage stress. And hold. Okay, it's only first stage. Is that about the spot? Whereabouts?
Yeah.
Because there's also a bunch of musculature in there. There's also a huge amount of lymphatic stuff. Actually, I think the lymph in there, when I had a look at the axillary nerves, were congested in underneath there in the bioresonance. It was also underneath the jugulo-hyoid muscle. So there was something going on down through that in that direction. Jugulo-hyoid. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. Yeah. And in relation to that chest pain, that heart chakra, there's once again the lymphatics in that area feeling very congested, and there's some frustration in there around that. Interesting, because I think the system that I was just up to, when your body went no more, was your musculoskeletal system, which of course your heart is a huge part of. Is it settling down?
Yeah, a little bit. Still a tiny bit somewhere. And it's only when you're applying pressure.
Yeah. Okay. So what I think has happened, going by that, with that heart musculature sort of all stacked in, there's a part of the brain called the hippocampus, and it's to do with fear. Well, part of it is to do with fear of success, fear of failure. That area is showing up. So here we are. We're going through some emotions from the bioresonance. We're popping them into circuit. So that's all part of what we're balancing out at the moment. And your hippocampus, has just sort of thrown a bit of a hissy fit, thinking, well, what if I fail getting over this? What if I, it's sort of put the body into a bit of a tiz because we're mentioning different emotional states. So we'll just calm down that little part of the brain. So firstly, the hippocampus in the clear. And hold out. So when that unlocks, it says there's less than 50% function from left to right hippocampus. That's a fear, threat, danger point in here. So your heart doesn't want to feel it. Your heart is saying, hey, I've got my defenses switched on. I don't need to know it. It's all going to be okay. So we need to calm it down. So, okay, we can sort this out. All good. And hold out. Beautiful. So let's just do the big ones. Fear of failure. And hold. Yeah, so fear of failure, there's an old pain and punishment circuit in there around that as well. So anytime we start feeling that fear that we're going to fail at something, it just goes back to that pattern, however old we were. They're often between 2 and 5 years old when we've set up these patterns. It can be younger, can be older, but that's about average, 2 to 5 years old. Fear of failure. And hold. Beautiful. And fear of success. And hold. And so fear of success, the body's in escape mode, doesn't want to see it, doesn't want to feel success, so it actually pulls back. But once again, it's also jamming up the lymphatics. Okay, so we're going to go back to the deep hidden survival pattern now. And hold. Yep. Which means your unconscious brain is in control. And even though we're thinking consciously, part of your unconscious brain has said, life is never going to be easy. Make sure you keep your defense mechanisms running all the time. So we need to calm that down. There's an exercise called the Moro reflex, M-O-R-O, reflex exercise. Please send me an email if I forget to send it to you. I will. My intention will be to do it, but I know how busy I am till the end of the day. So if you remember to send me an email or send me a message, and I'll get that to you. It's basically an exercise that takes a minute a day to do, or a minute twice a day if you want to do it morning and night. But what it does is helps to connect your conscious brain with your unconscious brain. Yeah, right, nice. Oh, did I tell him to?
Yes. He asked, or you said for him to watch it.
Right.
And he asked me about it, and I said, send it to him.
Cool. Okay, so we've sent it to Roy too.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a little area in the unconscious brain called the reticular activating system. And it basically is how your conscious brain sees new things in your world. So this first one is that you're, at the moment, probably because you don't have enough energy in there, your brain's seeing anything new as being stressful. So it's shutting down your serotonin And then what it's doing, it's making you focus on things. So it's really hard to stay relaxed and happy, you know, as a positive little human being when your serotonin is low and your nervous system is forcing you to pay attention and direct all your energy at stuff. And quite often it's so that you don't miss anything that's coming along that could be damaging to you or your nervous system. So it does make us quite potentially skeptical or unwelcoming of new things when our unconscious brain is saying, hey, new stuff isn't necessarily good for us. This one?
No.
This one,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Okay, so there's another circuit with the serotonin, and this time it's low serotonin that's being linked in with noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is the hormone that just keeps bubbling away in the background that wants you to be it wants you to keep an eye on what could be going on out there in the world, but it's the long-term stress hormone. So it's like your long-term stress hormones are switched on and they're slowing down your ability to create serotonin. Okay, there's another reticular activating system circuit. Now this time is to do with some pain in the body somewhere. So I'm just going to one by one. So I want you to tighten your feet and your lower legs. So tight, 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 and relax. And again, feet and lower legs, and relax. And then I want you to do the butt and your upper legs. So tight, 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 and relax. And then butt and upper legs, tight, 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 and relax. And then your lower back and your hips, tight, 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 and relax. And again, tight, 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 and relax. And then shoulders and upper chest, tight, 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 and relax. And again, tight, 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 and relax. And then your neck and shoulders, tight, 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 and relax. And tight, 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 and relax. Okay. So this hormone is different. It's acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is like the triple shot of coffee, so it's the nervous system. So something's going on in the musculature of the body that's activating acetylcholine so that your body's really vigilant. And when your nervous system within your musculature is hypervigilant, bit by bit the muscles get more and more gluey. So it just gets tougher to move in certain situations. So, okay. So this one's high acetylcholine creating vigilance in the nervous system. So your nervous system is just, once again, it's on the prowl to keep an eye out for when things could go wrong. Okay, so we maybe finished that first round of the periventricular survival system, so we'll just go in and check. So let's see if your adrenals have settled down. Hold, Hold. That feels pretty good. Let me also check while I'm here the foot proprioceptors on the bottom of the feet. Hold. No, they're okay. I'll check the tibials at the front of the leg. Hold. Nah, they're okay. That's great. So then survival switching and hold. No, that's good. Deep survival and hold. That's good. Hidden deep survival. And that's good. Okay.
I just started yawning in the last 5 minutes.
The yawning has started. That's always a good sign of release from the nervous system. Very nice. Actually, let me just pause for a sec and I'll see whether you got back to me about whether or not I can run this next scan. I'll just be back in a sec.